Hello YouTube kittens, it's bloody nice seeing you here. And today we're going to do another Tokyo Diary because I did something very special that I wanted to try at least once here in Tokyo. Let's go! Most of you guys know this already, but before I came to live here in Japan, I was actually living for my student years in the UK and I have some very fond memories. It was a very good time. The bestest of times and the worst of times, I'd say, but it was a wonderful time and I miss it. I miss the UK terribly much. And it's probably the next place I would go to after going to Germany is going over to the UK to Chester and such. Now, I try to get the closest to the experience as possible because I heard there's a London bus that actually is leaving in Tokyo. There are 5 London buses in all of Japan and only 2 are currently transporting passengers in Tokyo. And guess what? I was on one of them. They do different types of tours and I've seen them before during a Halloween little cruise that they did. And this time I wanted to go for their proper British cream tea. And if you don't know what a cream tea is, I'm gonna tell you now anyways because I'm excited. Cream tea is pretty much scones and cream and jam and tea. That's a cream tea. Miss these kind of things. So we boarded the bus, we went all the way in and it had like a lovely British decorations up on the ceiling. And guess what? That bus is actually from the 1960s. To which my Japanese friend said, shouldn't you be so kind and let this bus retire sometime? But despite the age, the bus is still running strong. Now you can kind of feel the taste of the old interior. This is a real vintage bus that they are using for this, but they added trays so you can put a little tier on top of it for our scones, for our clotted cream, and for our jam. And there was even a tiny little shortbread on it too. They also give you in little mugs some tea and they actually had proper PJ Tips. If you don't know what PJ Tips is, you haven't lived yet. It's the best tea ever. But also what I really appreciate is they let you take things from home with you on that trip. So I actually took my trusty flask along to actually enjoy a little bit more tea because I knew they're not gonna have enough tea for me. I have a lot of tea. I want tea. Make it rain tea. Give myself a top up when I wanted to. And I also brought myself my own little scones as well because I just wanted to snack the whole journey. It also comes with a tiny little postcard because they're currently doing like a wedding fair. And if you use this postcard, you can go to that wedding fair cafe and get 10% off apparently. The bus starts and leaves at Tokyo Station and they're, apart from all the people taking wedding pictures, I don't know why, there's like 3 wedding couples here. Like, this is like a new thing. You marry in a bulk and therefore it gets cheaper. I don't know what it was with weddings that day. It's like weddings everywhere. Oh my gosh, Tokyo Station is an absolute labyrinth. You have to kind of go all the way up and then around and then go back on yourself in order to go where you want to go if you come from the exit where the bus was leaving. It was a bit crazy. At the Yaesu exit is actually the Tokyo Character Street. Now the Character Street is one of the things I kind of wanted to see and just see how it changed over the years, and it's still completely there. The Character Street is there, Candy Street is there, and the Ramen Street is still there. Character Street is pretty much loads and loads of shops that each represent certain characters. So for example, the characters from Docomo, the characters from different other TV stations, as well as Sanrio characters, Pokemon, Shonen Jump, you name it, it's probably there. We had Ryakuma, we had Korean Shin-chan, like all kinds of characters are represented there, and it was packed. Like there were so many people, and it's really interesting to see again that grown-ups go to these places. It's not just for kids. Grown-ups go there to buy themselves, cute little straps and characters and similar things like that. Go! 4, 3, 2, 1, You drive around for around an hour around Tokyo, and this trip actually takes you over the Rainbow Bridge all the way over to Odaiba. And the scones tasted so nice and the tea tasted so good, and just going up there through the skyscrapers of Tokyo in a British imported London bus all the way through Tokyo was just a very special event. And one thing I also must say, it was kind of rainy, which was perfect. It was as if we ordered the rain. It just fits with the whole London theme. At certain intervals, the staff was telling us what to do, where to look, what we could see. It was really nice to drive past Tokyo Tower. We are in a London bus. there is Tokyo Tower, we're having our British food. It was just nostalgia pure. I was there with one of my friends who had been with me at my university in Chester. While we were going through Tokyo and eating our scones, we were talking about the good old times that we had when we were university students. It was just a really lovely experience. And yes, of course, I dressed up. I'm glad you're asking, with my little London bear things and my little British dress. It was wonderful. The staff was very nice. We got a little bit of an explanation, but then for the rest of the ride, they just let you do what you want to do. And the leaves are turning right now. It was such a scenery to remember. Also, the entire time while we were on that bus, they were playing songs from the Beatles. The British nostalgia is real. I hope there's not a spider on the ceiling. So I had kind of like a mix of both. I had like the nostalgia of, oh, that was really nice in the UK and I miss the UK so much. But I also had the appreciation of being in this country with all the cute and quirky things, and just as a grown-up still being able to enjoy these kind of things without getting judged by people around you. That was a really nice mix of things to do. Now the bus trip is like 4,000 yen for an hour ride, plus the clotted cream. I just wish the bus had not been covered in the wedding design. I mean, like, I just wanted to be on the red bus. The red bus doesn't have the little trays for the food, so I guess that's probably why we didn't get to ride on the red bus. But hopefully, once the wedding thing and the rainy season's over, the other bus will maybe get covered again. Now, is this totally silly? Like, going on a London bus while you're in Tokyo? Is it totally silly or not? The bus was actually almost booked, fully booked out, full with ladies who enjoyed having a special tea time on the bus. Me and my friend, we had a lot of fun too, and I would probably do it again. I just hope next time it's not covered in the wedding thing, but actually just a red bus. That's my wish for next time. Please. お願いします。いいですね。完璧です。That was just a little snippet out of my day here in Tokyo, but if you check out this video, you find out lots more. Thanks so much for tuning in and subscribing.